Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss our topic is engagement and relationship on the managing and caring for the understanding the self. And we are the group 4 who tackled about this topic. At first, allow me to introduce our group. So first is Michael David Mendoza, second is Phil John Robles, third is Ferdinand Lopez, the fourth is Jupit Navarra Lawas Lanyas, and the fifth is Raul Navarra Lawas Lanyas, and the sixth is Jeff Daniel Rebosa, and seventh is Jeffrey Austin Oliveron. So now, let's talk about engagement. An engagement or betrothal is the period of time between a marriage proposal and the marriage itself. And during this period, a couple is said to be fiancés, betrothed, intended, affianced, engaged to be married, or simplify engaged. And now, what is your definition of engagement? The definition of engagement is an appointment or promise to marry someone or a period of employment. So an example of an engagement is a holiday party. And an example of engagement is a woman accepting a man offers of marriage. And an example of an engagement is a 1-year contract with a cruise ship. And now, what is the purpose of engagement? So, getting engaged is an official announcement of the intention to marry. So there are 4 purposes of engagement. First is prepare our communities. Engagement is a time when the couple community is alerted to the couple's commitment. One emerging adult said, the purpose of engagement in the mind is a formal declaration of intent, and it is the formal act whereby a couple announcement to parents, relatives, and friends that they are taking active steps toward marriage. So, and the second is prepare for life together. Engagement is a time when you begin to make preparation to live together. As long as a couple, you begin how to make decisions together, learning how to compromise and to resolve conflict. So there are the questions that you need to answer include where we live, will we have money, and what will we eat, and what will we drive. So however, your question must go deeper than the practical everyday decisions. Your preparation must include preparing yourself emotionally, mentally, and physically for a healthy marriage. And the third is premarital counseling. So, dating and engaged couples often stay away from problems, topics, either to keep everyone happy or because they are unaware of relational landmines surrounding them. And premarital counseling will examine issues in your relationship, including communication, conflict, finances, marital rules, and past family dynamics. Although you may feel overwhelmed preparing for the ceremony, good pre-marriage counseling is worth every minute. So, and the fourth is plan the wedding. The last reason for the engagement period is to plan the wedding. While it is the most obvious, it is not the most important. No one will remember the decor or food at your wedding. So don't let these details keep you from enjoying the other aspects of your engagement. It is hard it is hard to work plan on wedding, but many families cave to societal pressures and make it harder than it needs to be. As you approach engagement, please know that the process of becoming one may be difficult. One one ESS engagement has proven for both of us to be the time what we both experience our greatest doubts and also our greatest joys with one another. However, um, this there's a new level of safety in the fact that we're both on the same page, preparing to commit to one another that has allowed for deeper honesty.
Hi, my name is Faljan Modi Robles, and this is my topic for finals. What are signs of stress in a relationship? Number one, stressful relationship signs your relationship is giving you. Number one, you're overthinking what you want to say. You're fighting yourself. You can resolve arguments. You're unable to compromise as a team. You're always worried about your relationship. You're always organizing. Mona ang what are what are signs of stress in a relationship? My second topic is all about what is the hardest stage of a relationship. The first year of a relationship is the hardest stage. And even you are living together, you still discover new things about each other every day. How to survive. The key to getting past the discovery stage is also discovery. The discovery of your partner's imperfections and your imperfection as well. Mo na kay dapat kung mag-live-in na mo, dapat magsimtanay mo, magrespeto ay mo, dapat magkutinto mo sa usa. Kay mo na ang unang tuig nga mo na pinakalisod sa inyong relationship. Mo na ako. Thank you. My third topic is all about how do you know our relationship will last. Key takeaways. Your relationship will last forever if your trust, intimacy, and love grow with time. Also, your future goals and plans are aligned with each other. You can make your relationship work to last a lifetime. Remember that a true win for couples is when they fight but do not forget or speak each other. Dapat kung ganahan jud ka muon jud nimo magkadayon sa antud-antud, dapat makutinto ka sa usa-usa. Dapat magrespeto ay mo, dapat ihatag mo tanan nimo para niya, dapat loyal jud ka niya. More na dapat inyong mga future kay set jud na, dapat inyong mga goals inyong kinabuhi dapat inyo na kamutan kamong duha. More na kung ganahan jud ka magdug kanang maon jud na imong partner antud-antud. Thank you.
So, good day, sir. My name is Geoffrey Austin Oliveron, and my topic is what age is good age to get engaged? One analysis of data provided by National Survey of Family Growth, suggests that getting married between age of 28 and 32 and hypothetically getting engaged about beforehand offer the lowest risk of divorce. So it is important to follow the age that fits to our relationship because there's so many struggles, problems that we counter to our family, and it is important to know that getting married has a big responsibility, especially if you had your son, if you have your son, daughter or daughter, and it and that's why getting married at the age of 28 and 32 offers the risk of divorce. So my second topic is what are the responsibilities of the engagement partner? Accordingly, the engagement partner is responsible for a proper supervision of the work of engagement team member and for compliance with POCOB standards, including standards regarding using the work of specialists, other auditors, internal auditors, and other who are involved in testing controls. So, my third topic is partner the same as a girlfriend? Partners suggest something somewhat more serious. Someone you are not married to or even intending to marry, but a step up from a boyfriend or girlfriend, which can sound just a little more casual.
What is a community engagement partnership? The American Heritage Dictionary defines partnership as a relationship between individuals or group that is characterized by individual cooperation and responsibilities as for the achievements of a specified goal. Many of the organizing concept models and frameworks highlighted in chapter 1 such as social ecology. So engagement is not generally driven by a model so so much as by framework of guiding principles, strategies and approaches. These frameworks is based on principles that respect the right of all community members to be informed, consolidated, involved and empowered community engagement employees and range of tools and strategies to ensure success. It also places a premium on fostering and enhancing trust as a critical elements in and long term. So sustain, sustainable engagement and effective governance. What are the five principles of community engagement? So, to guide our effort at Big Commerce, we reference these five principles of community engagement. Number one, understand your community. Number two, make your members the star. Number three, make it easy to participate. Number four, you have to participate too. Number five, be consistent and be truthful. What makes a person engaged? The mutual promises of two people to marry is called an engagement. With an engagement, the people testifies to their desire to marry. It doesn't not matter whether that partners are the same sex or different sexes. The ritual of promo- proposing is an ancient tradition that has been practiced for several hundred years. What does engaged behavior mean? So this behavior is foundational and drives everything else. By definition, someone who is actively engaged act with a sense of ownership and takes initiative. Engagement and 100% responsibility are synonymous. It is this dictionary effort that really defines an actively engaged person. What is engagement in a relationship? So, an engagement or betrothal it is the period of time between a marriage proposal and the marriage itself, which is typical but not always commands with a wedding. During this period, a couple is said to be a fiance from the friends, betrothed, and intended offense, engaged to be a married or simplify engaged.
What is engagement? in well-being. Engagement can also be described as a strength of the connection we feel to our work as and as our effort to contribute to our success of the organization. Well-being in turn is important in the context of work as it directly impacts our energy, quality of life, and also quality of work performance. Well-being several categories of wellness, including the physical health, emotional, psychology, well-being, community or several relationship, and financial stability. Essentially, employee well-being look at the employee experience from the historic perspective to ask do they have what they need to do their best work. Much of the conversation around employee well-being has to do with reducing work-related stress, instituting incentive for healthy living. What is good patient engagement? Meaningful and effectively engagement begins with empowering the patient and healthcare providers. Patients need to have sufficient information about their health condition and about their care system and processes so that they can be knowledgeable partner in decision making. Some may feel patients should just follow their advice, but research show that way when patients have a role in making decisions, they form a greater understanding or stronger commitment to healing and health maintenance process. Higher patient engagement yield improved patient outcomes and cost saving. That the less engagement patients are twice as likely to delay care and 3 times more likely to have unmet medical need that the most engaged patient. As patients become more engaged with their care, we see higher level of preventive health behavior and preventive care, as well as increased self-management of health condition. In short, when you invest time of developing your patient engagement, they invest their own time improving their health As a result, engagement patients are patients who What is the meaning of engagement ceremony? The engagement ceremony is a pre-wedding ceremony, an important part of wedding in many cultures. This ceremony has great importance as it is the ceremony which starts the romantic journey of getting married. An engagement ceremony is prepared well ahead of the wedding as a signifies the commitment to get married. What is those engagement mean? Number one, what is the meaning of getting engaged? The manual promise of the two people to marry is called engagement. With an engagement, the couple testified to their desire to marry. It does not matter whether the partner are the same sex or different sexes. The ritual of proposing is a ancient tradition that has been practiced for several hundred years. Is the past it was common for the future husband to regretted the term of marriage with the bride father. If both agree, the groom hand over the so-called marriage dowry to the bride father in ancient Germania until around 300 BC. A kind of down payment, this will considered an official engagement. Later, a reverse exchange of goods became common. The bride and her family brought in the marriage. Today, at least in Western country, an engagement is a emotional and romantic occasion. The exchange of goods has changed to the change of an engagement ring. The meaning promising to marry one another has been remained the same.
So the topic is today is all about all healthy relationships have boundaries. So when it comes to your life as a couple, consider that there are actually three entities involved: yourself, your partner, and the relationship itself. And boundaries need to define to be defined for each, says Dr. Wakigab, professor of sociology and intimacy at the Open University and chief relationship officer with the couples upward. So boundaries are an integral part of healthy relationships because they have to maintain a balance between you and your partner. So they also help minimize conflict because they establish a precedent for what you both expect from each other. So, the importance of healthy relationship of boundaries. Boundaries create trust and build healthy relationships. Even when some people don't like what you do, they will likely still respect you for standing up for what you believe in. Boundaries also generate safety in relationship. Example of healthy boundaries in a relationship. So, the following examples apply to romantic partnership, but also in a frequently communicative relationships where there's responsibility and expectation on both sides, like business partners, co-parents, or in-laws. In healthy relationship, both people. So, example of healthy boundaries relationship. You may find it easier to sacrifice your own needs for your partners out of fear of upsetting them. However, if they ask something of you that goes against your principle, disrespect your time, or forces you to sacrifice something important, it's okay to say no. It doesn't not have to be harsh, but learn to say it assertively. Sometimes your partner may place the blame on your out of heart or guilt. This behavior does not mean their anger is your fault. Do not let them skirt responsibility by manipulating your emotions. Acknowledge their pain. Let them know you are there for them, but assert that you will not accept responsibility for their actions. You deserve kindness and loving communication. If you feel your partner is speaking from your unjustified anger or with a disrespectful tone, you are, you are within your right to remove yourself from the scenario. Let them know that if they want to have a conversation, it must come from a place of respect. So, dictating your own feelings. When you're part of couple, opinions and emotion can feel blurred. Learn to decipher your feelings from your partners and their perception of your feelings. If they speak for you, correct them and kindly ask that they do not dictate your emotions for you. So, finding your identity outside of the relationship. So, codependency can lead to a melding of identities. I becomes we and you gets lost in the mix. Remember that you are not just one half of whole, but your own person with passions, interests, and vibrant intelligence. It's okay to have a sense of self separate from your partner. What makes a strong relationship? So, strong relationship can be considered a team. You work together and support each other. Even when you don't see eye to eye on something or have goals that are not exactly the same. In short, you have each other's back. You know you can turn to them when you're struggling. So, if you have or want a romantic relationship, you probably want a healthy one, right? But what's a healthy relationship? Healthy relationships don't look the same for everyone since people have different needs. Your specific needs around communication, sex, affection, space, shared hobbies or values, and so on might change throughout life. So, a relationship that works in your 20 may be nothing like the relationship you want in your 30 seconds. Relationship that don't align with more traditional definition of a relationship can still be healthy. For example, people who practice polyamory or ethical non-monogamy might define a healthy relationship somewhat differently than people who practice monogamy. In short, healthy relationship is a broad term because what makes a relationship thrive depends on the needs of the people in it.
Presence and quality of relationships and well-being. So, if you wanted to investigate the connection between social relationships and well-being, where would you start? Would, would you focus on teenagers, married couples? Would you interview religious people who have taken a vow of silence? These are the types of consideration well-being researchers face. It is impossible for the single study to look at all types of relationship across all age group and cultures. Instead, researchers narrow their focus to specific variables. They tend to consider two major elements: that presence of relationship and the quality of relationships. And so the relationships will cultivate, culti- cultivate in our lives are essential to our well-being, namely happiness and health. Why is that so? We, we begin to answer this question by exploring the types of relationship, family, friends, colleagues, and lovers we have in our lives and how they are measured. We also explore the different aspects of happiness and health and show how the quantity and quality of relationship can affect our happiness and health. The importance of relationship. If you were to reflect on the base moment of your life, chance are they involve other people. We feel God. We feel good sharing our experience with other and our desire for high quality relationship may be connected to a deep seated psychology employ impulse, the need to belong. Aristotle commented that humans are fundamentally social in nature. Modern society is full of evidence that Aristotle was right. For instance, people often hold strong opinions about single child families, usually concern, concerning what are often often viewed as prob- problematic only child's characteristic, and most parents choose to have multiple kids. People join book clubs to make us solitary activity reading into a social activity. Prison of often punish offenders by putting them in solitary confinement, de- depriving them of the company of other. Per- Perhaps the most obvious expression of the need to belong in contemporary life is the prevalence of social media. We, we live in an era when, for the first time in history, people effectively have two overlapping sets of social relationships, those in the real world and those in the virtual world. So the importance of rela- of relationships. Relationships provide support to get you through rough time. Relationship provides support to get you through times. Having someone to help us through these struggles can make all the difference. Family and friends can be there for you and support you when other people cannot. Reasons of relationships. The first consideration when trying to understand how relationship influence well-being is the presence of relationships. Simply path resources need to know whether or not people have relationships. Are they married? Do they have many friends? Are they a member of a club? Finding this out can be accomplished by looking at objective social variables, such as the size of a person's social network or the number of friends they have. Researchers have discovered that the more social relationship people have in general, at more positively their sense of well-being in impact. In one study of more than 200 undergraduate students, psychologists and Dinner and Martin Seligman compared the happiest 10% to the unhappiest 10%. The researchers will curious to see what differentiate these two groups. Was it gender, exercise habits, religion. The answer turned out to be relationship. The happiest students were much more satisfied with their relationship, including with close friends, family, and romantic partnership, than the unhappiest. They also spent less time alone. Tips for dealing with relationship stress. It's easy to financial stress broil. Parenting pressures mount or fall into old argument patterns, especially if the two of you are locked together in close quarters. Making times to go outside your house will help break you out of patterns and allow both of you to feel like you have space of usual. So, tips for dealing with stress. Practice mindfulness. Take a few deep breaths. Notice your behavior and feeling without judgments of reaction. Label effects. This is an neuroscience way of seeing. Name what you're feeling. I'm feeling. Reframe your thought. Shift your mindset to look at your current situation from the different perspective. For example, view your stressful situation as a change challenge you have been prepared to overcome. Relationship and well-being. So the relationships will cultivate in our lives are essential to our well-being, namely happiness and health. Why is that so? Why being to answer this question by exploring the types of relationship, family, friends, colleagues, and lovers we have in our lives and how they are measured. We also explore the different aspects of happiness and health and show how the quantity and quality of relationship can affect our happiness and health. Learning objectives. Understand why relationships are key to happiness and health. Define and list different form of relationship. List different aspect of well-being. Explain how relationship can enhance well-being. Explain how relationship might not enhance well-being. So, relationship and well-being. Stress process theory suggests that the positive and negative aspect of relationship can have a large impact on the well-being of individuals. Family relationship provides resources that can help an individual cope with stress, engage in healthier behavior, and enhance self-esteem. leading to higher well being.